Okay, due to popular demand, we will now be attempting to teach carpentry, which is one of my favorite puzzles when it isn't a bitch, which happens quite a lot. So, there are a few things you want to keep track of while doing carpentry. One of the most important things is that you do not work diagonally like this. You work either these two holes, or these two holes, or these two holes, or these two holes, but never diagonally. Because if you work diagonally and you clear two holes, your board is not going to shift, and you definitely want it to shift after clearing. See, now I have to work on this hole and this hole, and put as few pieces as possible in this one. Now, to get good at carpentry, I have to put a piece here. It's going to help you if you learn how these how these holes get filled. So I know that I can have the that piece like that, or that piece, and I know that this piece is more common than this piece. So generally, I want to do this move. So let's do that. And sadly, the other piece comes up, and sometimes your luck is just a bitch. At least we made the correct statistical move, and in the long run, that's gonna pay off. We got lucky. Look at that. Okay, so this is filled, so we work on this hole and this hole. Now, obviously, it's very important to learn which is the most common pieces to spawn, and then you try to fill your holes mostly with these. While filling your holes, you want to work outside in, so you keep as many different combinations as possible to fill your hole. For example, if I work on this hole and I do this move, there's a fair bit of the combinations that can fill the hole. If I do this, I can only fill it with two P pieces, two W pieces, or two S pieces. So I could do that and save these P pieces. I always try to keep at least one P piece saved up. But yeah. Now if I get another P piece here, such a weird word to say, like this, yeah, I'm gonna use both of these to clear it, because now the board shifts and I can throw away these pieces that don't really fit in these holes. I can get rid of these and keep my masterpiece. Very good. So now we have an L piece here, or we can have a, well, whatever you call that piece, or the S piece. So that's a fair bit of different pieces we can spawn into here. And I know that this is the most common one, so that's the one we're gonna go for. And then we do it like this. And it looks like we're not gonna get lucky here. And then it comes to turn after, and that's frustrating. But we can console ourselves knowing that we did the right thing. Now this is a pretty bad last part of the hole to have, because you can only fix it with one specific piece other than the P piece. These are better permutations. We're gonna get rid of this one and just shift the hole. See, now we can use, maybe you don't see like the ends of holes. When you get better at carp, you get used to it. So maybe it's not as obvious as I envision it, but I guess that's part of learning the puzzle as well. See, with this you can have this common piece that didn't quite show up for us, and now we can have two types of ways to fill this hole. So we're gonna save both those types of ways and work on another hole while saving these two pieces. Okay, so now we got that piece and we can complete the hole, which brings us onto the next very important point about carpentry. It's that when you complete your holes, you generally want to complete them with two pieces in your toolbox. For example, this hole can be completed with, well, this hole, this piece, and this piece, like this. That way, you're not such a victim for variance and lucky pieces. You have longer to spawn the piece needed. For example, like this, 1, 2, 3. This is the worst piece to get at this time, and because of our stars like this, the board isn't going to shift either. We're probably not going to get a masterpiece on both of these, but we can use that to try to get. P piece is the most common, so if you're going to gamble, you're going to gamble off that one. And sometimes you never get a P piece. Oh, we got one. We'll continue a bit more. See if we can think of any other valuable knowledge in the carp life. See, I'm doing something bad here. I'm working on the hole diagonally, and it happens sometimes when you're not really thinking about what you're doing. This is okay, because I can use it like this to almost fill the hole. So I can wait a long time to spawn the last piece that I need. See, what pieces are is they're essentially time just as much as they're a way to fill the hole. Like this. And now we have this horrible piece again that I just have to get rid of somewhere. This is not a great hole to fill right now, but I have no choice. See, we get this piece, we fill this hole, then we work that in that hole. Generally, I want to save these P pieces because they can be used to complete this shift. This piece, or this hole, needs a larger variety of pieces to complete, so we're probably going to complete this before this. He said placing into that hole anyway, but yeah, this is a pretty high variance hole now. So now we have a choice to make. Do we put this here and hope for this piece? And even if we do get this piece, we're not going to get the shift. We put it here. Do we put it here? Now, what I'm going to do is put this here because it shifts us, and thus we're not as likely to get stuck with 3 shift clears rather than, well, this is probably not going to work out, which is a shame, but oh, we got lucky twice, I guess. Yeah, so now we need another one of these to finish this up, and I don't want to throw it on here because then we have to lock that piece. We're gonna try to wait for as long as possible until this piece spawns. There we go. But the way I carp, I build a lot of things to complete on the PPs. And because of this, I generally try to keep at least one of them in my toolbox, but as you can see, that's not always possible. So it's a guideline, but not necessary. So this can be completed with 2 P pieces, and the second most common piece. Now we're gonna work on this hole while we wait for this one, because if we do this, we end up diagonally. God damn, that's a lot of merchants. Yeah, like this. And now we can work on either of these holes. This is a pretty easy one to fill. There's a lot of different combinations that fill it up. For example, that one. This is going to be your bread and butter as your carpenter, because virtually every piece, virtually half of all pieces plus the P piece fills this. Like this fills it, this fills it, this does not fill it. But like this is a super easy hole to fill. There's a lot of combinations that fix you here. I'm not gonna do something crazy. Like either you can do it like this and hope for the second most common piece to fill it, or I can do it like this and hope for the S piece to fill it. Yeah, what I should do is just do like this. Like this. That's another masterpiece. Yeah, this is not a great thing to place, so we won't do it. It lessens the amount of variations that we can fill the hole with. Yeah. Things are going pretty well right now. Our spawns are kind to us. See, here's that thing we're looking for again. And this is a pretty difficult hole, but we didn't really have that much of a choice. Now this is good. We're looking for different pieces to complete both these holes. See, this completes that. Now we just need, yeah, this is the sad part. Now we have to bet on one of these. Well, you can see all the combinations that fill this hole. This is the most common one. So that's the one we're going for. Sadly, we need it down here as well. So, yeah, this is bad times in Carpentry. But sometimes you get fucked by spawns. We got like 8 TPs in a row. It happens. Since we know we're gonna clear this soon, we're building down here to have the board shift right. And we can do it with this piece because we probably use this piece here like this, yeah. And this is the shittiest piece, so we're using that to finish it off. If you were paying attention, you could see that we got a grain bonus there. Now you ask yourself, what the hell is a grain bonus? And I was asking myself that question as well for a very long time until I realized that it's when you, not so surprisingly, have all your pieces in the same grain. So you can see that there's grain on the pieces, like this grain is orientated left, right, but now it's orientated up, down. If all the grain is in the same direction, you get a grain bonus. This is completely worthless information. You don't need to consider this at all in your carpentry. Now you know. Yeah, this is sort of tricky for us. Like this, and we use the most common piece, and then we use this to use the P. Yeah, it's working itself out okay. Well, the last piece often turns into a craftsmanship. That's why it's good to have full stars, because there are less last pieces, you know? you've been paying attention, you can see that we use these two pieces, finish up the hole, good business. We're gonna hold on to this piece for the first time in the entire video, because we could use it to complete that hole, but only if we got another favorable piece. Like now we need you know, the flat piece with my thing pointing out. Oh, there goes our ink red. Let's not stress about that and keep doing the right thing. 1, 2, and 3. Good business. And now we build top down. Sad. Yeah, we want to use this piece here, so otherwise you can see that I'm generally working on using the PPs like as little as I can. That hole is finished. And here we need the flat piece, or well, the T piece, I guess. Well, if we keep this, we have another way to complete that hole. So generally, that's what you do. And now we're hoping for luck, and we gamble on the wrong piece, but it's actually the right piece because it's more likely to come up. Just didn't this time. There we go. This is a quite useful piece, especially when you're carping in competitions, because this means you can go a lot faster. You can now gamble in another way. You don't have to wait for two pieces like you did before. It also makes it a bit more difficult because now you have less space in your toolbox. So, as you can see from my move here, you can still fuck it up. And we'll see if we get punished for it. Not directly, because we can use it like that. But we don't really want to do that, because then it's very likely that we're going to have to waste our bucket filling that, because that's a very rare piece. Well, as you can see, we have no choice. I'm glad we saved this one. Oh, we got it. Yes, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you get unlucky. That's carpentry. Save this, which is the best hole to have. Now you can see which piece we're waiting for. That's the one. And we're building not diagonally. We only have a few more league points until we're at our destination. Yeah, now we're going to need 2 P pieces to clear that, but since we have this one, we essentially have 2 P pieces. This is turning out to be quite a bad hole. Hopefully we're going to be able to clean it up a little bit before putting the final pieces in. Well, think that's the first misclick game. Luckily you can fix it. And we need to place this here, but there's so much left in this hole, and if we use this piece down here, we might get fucked on this one, so we have to use this piece. Okay. Now, if I was in a competition, I would probably throw this one up here and hope for luck, because in competitions you're gonna need a little bit of luck, but since we're just carping on a boat, we can afford to play it a bit safe. This is a good last spot to have. So pretty much any piece we're gonna get is gonna work to fill that up. See, we're gonna use a P piece up here. So if we do this, we might get into trouble at a later stage because this only fills with 2 P pieces essentially. So yeah, now we can do it because we can use that P piece to clear, and then we don't have to do this right away. So we can wait for another one. That's a bad. Yeah, that's a better piece. Yeah, we can clear with 2 of those as well. So now it's not going to turn into a craftsmanship unless we do something really bad. And getting tricky now because not a lot of game left. Oh god. So the board isn't going to shift here. Is it? No. I think this is as far as we go. So even though this is on a shorter timer, well, we can actually afford to wait here because this is our last. Yeah, get this. Wait some more. Yeah, we got that too. And as you can see, we didn't get a masterpiece 17. We got a masterpiece 16 and a fair job. And that's usually how it goes. But it's enough to string a fair few incredibles together, and it'll definitely get you ultimate. So that is Carpentry. Thank you for watching.